The Saab 17 was Sweden's first fully indigenous military aircraft design, and a fairly conventional one by World War II standards. It was a single-engine, low-wing dive bomber and reconnaissance aircraft, designed quickly to meet Sweden's urgent defense needs. The aircraft was sturdy and adaptable, able to operate from rough airfields and even skis, which suited Nordic conditions well. However, it was already outdated by the time it entered service, with modest speed and defensive armament. Its real value was not excellence in combat performance, but the industrial experience it gave Saab as a young aircraft manufacturer. The Saab 18 was a twin-engine medium bomber and reconnaissance aircraft, developed during the war when foreign imports were no longer reliable. It was a much more ambitious step for Saab, featuring good range, solid construction, and later even jet engine testing capability. In service, it proved reliable and versatile, but again it lagged behind contemporary Allied bombers in speed and payload. Its most lasting contribution was as a test platform after the war, where it helped Sweden transition toward jet aviation rather than as a frontline combat bomber. The Saab 21 was an unconventional fighter with a rear-mounted pusher propeller and twin tail booms, chosen to improve pilot visibility and nose-mounted armament. Technically, it was advanced for its time, with heavy firepower and good stability as a gun platform. In practice, the design brought complications: engine cooling issues, maintenance complexity, and limited top speed compared to newer fighters. It entered service too late to influence World War II and was quickly overshadowed by jet aircraft, but it showed Saab's willingness to experiment with bold layouts. The Saab 21R was Sweden's first jet fighter, created by converting existing Saab 21 airframes to turbojet power. The change from piston engine to jet required major structural modifications, and while the aircraft was fast by Swedish standards, it was never truly competitive with purpose-designed jets like the Meteor or MiG-15. Handling was demanding, range was limited, and reliability was not ideal. Still, the 21R served an important transitional role, giving Sweden early jet experience at relatively low cost, even if it was only a short-term solution. The Saab 90 Scandia was a civilian airliner developed to help rebuild European air travel after World War II. It was pressurized, comfortable, and well-engineered, but it entered a market already dominated by American aircraft like the DC-3 and Convair liners. Only a small number were built, and sales were limited. While technically competent, the Scandia was not commercially successful, and it highlighted the difficulty of competing internationally in civil aviation. It remains an interesting but ultimately minor chapter in Saab's history. The Saab 91 Saphir was a light trainer and touring aircraft that turned out to be one of Saab's most quietly successful designs. Simple, robust, and forgiving to fly, it was widely used for military training and civilian flying clubs. It had no outstanding performance features, but that was never the goal. The Saphir's strength was reliability and ease of maintenance. Its long service life across several countries proved that Saab could build practical, economical aircraft, not just fighters, even if the Saphir never attracted much attention outside training circles. The Saab 29 Tunnan was a major leap forward, Sweden's first swept-wing jet fighter and one of the most advanced aircraft in Europe at the time of its introduction. It had excellent low-altitude performance, strong climb rate, and was competitive with early MiGs. However, it suffered from short range and limited growth potential. Despite this, it served effectively for many years and even saw combat under UN markings in Africa. The Tunnan firmly established Saab as a serious jet fighter manufacturer. The Saab 32 Lansen was designed as a strike and reconnaissance aircraft rather than a pure fighter. It was large, stable, and capable of carrying a heavy payload, making it useful for maritime strike roles. While it lacked agility and high-altitude performance, it was reliable and adaptable. The Lansen served for decades in secondary roles, which speaks more to its durability than cutting-edge performance. It was never glamorous, but it was a dependable workhorse that fit Sweden's defensive doctrine well. The Saab 35 Draken is best known for its distinctive double delta wing, designed to balance high-speed interception with acceptable low-speed handling. It was fast, capable of Mach 2, and well-suited to Sweden's need for rapid response against high-altitude intruders. Early versions had demanding flight characteristics and limited avionics, and pilots needed significant training. Despite this, the Draken proved effective and was exported successfully, marking Saab's first real breakthrough on the international fighter market. The Saab 105 was a jet trainer and light attack aircraft, designed to be simple, economical and versatile. It was never meant to compete with frontline fighters, and its performance reflected that. However, it excelled as a training platform and secondary support aircraft. The design was forgiving, reliable and long-lived, remaining in service far longer than initially expected. Its success was quiet but substantial, proving that not every aircraft needs cutting-edge performance to be valuable. The Saab 37 Viggen was a highly ambitious aircraft, tailored specifically to Sweden's defense strategy. It featured advanced avionics, powerful engines, and short takeoff and landing capability for dispersed operations. Technically impressive, it was also complex and expensive to operate. While extremely capable in its intended roles, it had limited export success due to cost and specialization. The Viggen demonstrated Saab's peak Cold War engineering strength, but also the limits of building highly customized national fighters. The Saab Safari was a light trainer and utility aircraft based on a simple, proven design. It was easy to fly, inexpensive to operate, and suitable for basic training and liaison duties. Performance was modest, and it had no advanced systems, but that simplicity was its advantage. The Safari never aimed to be more than a practical aircraft, and in that role it succeeded well, particularly in training environments where reliability mattered more than speed. The Saab 340 was a turboprop regional airliner, developed during a time when short-haul aviation was expanding rapidly. It offered good fuel efficiency, solid reliability, and acceptable passenger comfort. However, it was somewhat noisy and slower than later regional jets, which eventually limited its appeal. Despite this, the 340 sold in respectable numbers and became a common sight worldwide, proving Saab could succeed commercially in civil aviation when partnering effectively and focusing on practical design. The Gripen was designed as a lightweight, multi-role fighter, optimized for cost efficiency and dispersed operations. It is agile, technologically modern, and relatively inexpensive to operate compared to heavier fighters. However, its smaller size limits payload and range, and early versions faced software and systems maturity issues. Overall, the Gripen is not the most powerful fighter in the world, but it is a well-balanced and practical aircraft that fits the needs of smaller air forces. The Saab 2000 was an advanced turboprop designed to offer near-jet speeds with turboprop efficiency. Technically, it was impressive, but commercially it arrived too late, as airlines were shifting toward regional jets. Sales were limited and production ended early. The aircraft itself performed well, but market timing worked against it. The Saab 2000 is often cited as a good airplane that simply missed its opportunity. The Skeldar V150 marked Saab's entry into unmanned rotary wing aviation. As an early UAV helicopter, it demonstrated vertical takeoff capability and ship-based operation. But it was clearly an experimental stepping stone rather than a mature system. Performance and payload were limited, and operational reliability was still developing. Its importance lies more in paving the way for later systems than in widespread operational use. The Skeldar V200 was a significant improvement over earlier Skeldar models, offering better endurance, payload capacity, and operational reliability. It was designed for naval and land-based surveillance missions and saw real operational adoption. While not groundbreaking in performance, it filled a practical niche in unmanned reconnaissance. Its success showed Saab's ability to adapt to modern UAV requirements without overcomplicating the design. GlobalEye is a modern airborne early warning and surveillance platform built around a business jet airframe. It combines advanced radar and sensor systems with long endurance and high reliability. While extremely capable, it is also expensive and tailored to specific high-end customers. GlobalEye represents Saab's strength in systems integration rather than airframe design and stands as a mature, realistic solution rather than a revolutionary aircraft.